Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari, Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girdhari, Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girdhari, Yashodanandana Vraj Jana Ranjan, Yashodanandana Vraj Jana Ranjan, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari, Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girdhari, Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girdhari, Yashodanandana Vraj Jana Ranjan, Yashodanandana Vraj Jana Ranjan, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, Mataji, should I start off?
Please wait a minute, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Okay.
Yeah, you can start now.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay. Hare Krishna. Om Agyan Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So, see, everyone in this world is suffering and everyone wants eternal happiness. And if we imbibe the characteristics and activities of a sadhu, we will have eternal happiness. So, in this lecture, I will be starting with activities and characteristics of a sadhu, and then telling the importance of a sadhu, and then telling that sadhu is engaged in devotional service. Sadhu is not affected by material miseries. Sadhu is taken for granted. And all the garb of a sadhu are not sadhu. All in the garb of sadhu are not sadhu. And then we will be summarizing. So let us start off with Srimad Bhagavatam, Shloka 3.25.21. Dikshava Karunika Suhard Sarvdehinam Achadya Shatra Shanta Sadhav Sadhu Bhushana. Translation: the symptoms of a sadhu are that he is tolerant, merciful, and friendly to all living entities. He has no enemies. He is peaceful. He abides by the scriptures, and all his characteristics are sublime. So there is a chart depicting the characteristics of a sadhu, that a sadhu is a devotee of the Lord. He tolerates, he is merciful, he is friendly to all living entities. He is inimical to none. He is peaceful. He abides by the scriptures, and he is adorned by sublime characteristics. A sadhu is the devotee of the Lord, and that is his first qualification. But one is classified not according to birth, but by qualification. So a devotee of the Lord is not by birth, but he has to become a sadhu first. He has to imbibe all the qualities. Like if you want to be a doctor, you have to be qualified. And in the same way, if you want to be a businessman, you have to study business studies. This is emphasized in Shloka Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.13. Atapamir dvaja shreshta vanashram vibhagaja swanishthitasya dharmasya shamshiddhir haritoshna. The highest aim of life or the highest perfection of the institution of one ashram dharma is to cooperate jointly for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. In one ashram dharma, the society is divided into 4 social orders, that is the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. In the same way, the human life is divided into 4 parts, that is Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi. So everyone should obey their dharma very nicely or obey their religion very nicely in order to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in this way, they will get the highest aim of life or attain the highest perfection of life. So a sadhu's main concern is therefore to enlighten people in devotional service of the Lord. And for this, he travels all around and he preaches Krishna consciousness. He knows that without devotional service to the Lord, human life is spoiled. Like, for example, take example of our Srila Prabhupada. He was a devotee of the Lord since childhood. Once, when he was 5 years old, he asked his father that that I want to take out Rath Yatra. So his father agreed, and his father bought a chariot, which he, along with his father, painted and decorated it, and took out the procession around the street for 12 days. And he involved everyone in the Rath Yatra. He involved the children to sing the glories of the Lord, and he involved Matajis and all to prepare prasadam. So they celebrated the Rath Yatra all along. And this way he made all other children and all other members of the society Krishna conscious. A sadhu is tolerant, that is titikshava. But people sometimes are not prepared to receive his transcendental knowledge of devotional service. Like, take the example of Lord Jesus Christ. He wanted to teach the children, the people, transcendental knowledge of devotional service, but they did not understand him, and they in fact crucified him. But he still tolerated it, and he asked God for forgiveness. And take another example of Haridasa Thakur. He wanted to give the glories of the holy name to people, but he was caned for it. And he tolerated everything. And in the end, he was successful in delivering the holy name. So a sadhu's main mission is to deliver the fallen souls. Like, for example, Prabhupada, he went to America and he faced a lot of hardships to build temples. And later he was very successful in it. And once when he was in New York, he was staying in Sheila Agarwal's house. There she used to keep meat in the fridge, and he used to keep prasadam, but then he tolerated everything, right? And when he came back to Mumbai, he wanted to build a temple in Juhu Beach, near Juhu Beach, but people did not want it. But still, he tolerated everything, and he was successful. So that is what a sadhu does, and that is why he can deliver all the fallen souls. This is emphasized in his tolerance thing is quality is emphasized in Shishashtikam, text number 3. Tiradabi sunichena tarorabi saheshuna, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street, more tolerant than a tree. Like, for example, if you throw a stone on the tree, what will it give you? It will give you fruit. It will not retaliate. So we should be as tolerant as a tree and think ourselves as lower than a straw in the street. Karunika, merciful. That is another quality of a sadhu. A sadhu is very merciful. He distributes the message of Krishna consciousness to people. He always thinks of others. He's compassionate towards all the fallen souls. he preaches in spite of unfavorable circumstances. Like for Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, he went to America to give the message of Krishna consciousness. And he taught everyone to chant Hare Krishna and to imbibe Hare Krishna's qualities, imbibe Hare Krishna in their own heart. And in fact, there was an incident when a thief came to Prabhupada. He wanted the golden watch which Prabhupada was wearing. He wanted to steal that. So Prabhupada, when he came, Prabhupada came to know, and he gave that watch to that thief, and he told him to listen to the lecture attentively. By this, the thief was taken back, and he later became a disciple of Prabhupada. A sadhu is friendly to all living entities, that is, Suhardha Sarv Dehina. He wishes salvation for all and relieves them from material entanglement, be it human, animal, and trees. Now, there's example of Shivnanda Sena. He was a disciple of Mahaprabhu. He desired liberation for a dog. Like when a dog came in his group, when he was going to meet Mahaprabhu, he let the dog in because he knew that if the dog meets Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will get liberation. So you can say a sadhu is a best friend, as a sadhu engages in selfless activities, which is for everyone's benediction. He teaches to become surrendered soul of Krishna. Sadhu helps in making spiritual advancement. So the sole business of a sadhu is Radha Krishna, like a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His only business was to teach Krishna consciousness to people. Sadhu is Ajata Shatra, that is, he is inimical to none. Sadhu is not harmful to anyone and considers everyone as spirit soul. He wants to save everyone from the clutches of Maya. Like, for example, there is a small story that there was a sadhu and he saw a scorpion. The scorpion was going to the river. So he wanted to help the scorpion go towards the river. So he picked up the scorpion and started going with it towards the river. The scorpion, as its attitude is, or its habit is, it bit the sadhu on his hand. And as it bit, it fell down. So the sadhu again picked up the scorpion and again started going towards the river. As he was going, again the scorpion bit him, and then again it fell down. So it happened a couple of times. So a man who was standing near the sadhu, he asked the sadhu, "Why are you doing this? The scorpion is biting you, still you are trying to help him. Why is it so?" So sadhu said, if the scorpion can't leave its habit, so why should I? I will not leave my habit. So it says that sadhu always wants to save everyone from the clutches of Maya. So that's why he goes on with his Krishna conscious activities. And we can give one more example of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was inimical to none. Like when a journalist came to trouble Prabhupada or he said some absurd words to Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada did not mind it, but when the disciples heard it, they got up to beat him up, but Prabhupada stopped them. He said, "No, don't beat him up." And in fact, Prabhupada offered prasadam to the journalist. And this way, he made the journalist a devotee. So a Vaishnava will hesitate to kill even a mosquito. Because why? Because he sees spirit soul in everyone. That's why he walks very carefully as if not to hurt anyone. And a sadhu, he's always shanta. He's peaceful. He's calm. He is very quiet. Whenever you go to meet a sadhu, you will find bliss on his face. You will feel that calmness. Why? Because he relies on Krishna. He always thinks of Krishna, and he's equipoised in all situations, be it distress or happiness. For example, Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was always calm. In fact, in World War II, when there was World War II going on, he was frying kachoris. In fact, a disciple asked him, "Prabhupada, aren't you feeling afraid of the war?" He said, "Why should I be afraid? Wars come and go. I don't mind it. And he was very calm. And the second example is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj's father, Hiranyakashipu, wanted to kill him. He wanted to kill him. So for that, he did all sorts of things to kill him. Like he put him under the feet of the elephant. He made the snake bite him. He put him in the fire, but nothing happened. Why? Because always, Prahlad Maharaj always relied on Krishna. He always sang the glories of the Lord, and that's why he was saved. A sadhu is shanta, sadhava, that is abiding by scriptures. Sadhu teaches to follow the principles of scriptures and the shastras. He himself obeys the shastras and the disciplic succession. And he teaches that all the shastras instruct us to obey the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sadhu means a follower of the scriptural instructions, like for Srila Prabhupada. He very, very strictly followed the 4 regulative principles and instructed all other his followers to follow them very, very strictly. In fact, he did Mangla Aarti every day, and he taught others to do the Mangla Aarti. And morning prasadna, read Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, and he taught others how others should help other people also to get into Krishna consciousness. Like for example, I can give my example. When I came to the temple, I learned from my guru how to do Mangla Aarti, how to follow the 4 regulative principles, how to read the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, and follow the morning program. And this brought satisfaction in my mind. Right? I became more peaceful. I became more friendly when I associated with the devotees. That was taught by my guru. And now I also deliver the same message to people. Like around the colony, I have collected few children, and I give Krishna conscious, engage them in Krishna conscious activities, and I tell them moral stories of Krishna. This way, I also help myself in advancing Krishna consciousness, and I help others also in advancement of Krishna conscious activities. Okay, Sadhu is Sadhu Bhushan, that is adorned with sublime characteristics. Sadhu is very, very humble. Like for example, Srila Prabhupada, he never took credit of what he did. He always expressed gratitude towards his Guru, Maharaj, and disciples. He always said that it is only because of my Guru's blessings and because of the disciples' effort that Krishna consciousness is spreading all over the world. In fact, if I give an example of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he always says to us that it is only because of my Guru, Srila Prabhupada, blessings, and because of you disciples, my all disciples, that this Krishna consciousness is spreading all. He never takes credit to himself. Now we will discuss the importance of a sadhu. A sadhu teaches the basic aim, that is, to become the devotee of the Lord, to satisfy Krishna, Hari, by one's talent, by one's Krishna conscious activity, which is emphasized in Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Sarvdharm paritajya mamekam sharanam vaja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. So God also wants that his devotees should come to him. He's in fact waiting for his devotees to come to him, and that is taught by a sadhu. So we should use all our talent, for Krishna's consciousness activities. Like for example, if I go to the temple, I try to indulge in some activities of the temple, like making prasadam in the temple, or distributing prasadam, by making and distributing prasadam, by making rangoli, or by making garlands for the Lord. And in fact, I try to teach other people to do japa properly, to do japa attentively, to make garlands for the Lord. That's what I indulge in. So this is what was taught by my guru, and I try to deliver it further. So a sadhu teaches the importance of human life. that a human life is meant for how to become free from this process of repetition of birth and death, and that is liberation. Like, for example, if we are involved in materialistic thing, we will be in this cycle of birth and death. But if we engage ourselves in Krishna's activities, then we will be liberated. This is further emphasized in Srimad Bhagavatam Shloka 3.25.20. Prasangam ashram pasham atmana kavyo vidu saev sadhu shukrito moksha dwara pavridam. Every learned man knows very well that attachment for the material is the greatest entanglement of the spirit soul, but that attachment, when applied to the self-realized devotees, opens the door of liberation. That is, attachment for material things means material consciousness. Like, for example, if you want a big house, you will, all your activities will be to attain that big house, right? Whereas if you want, if you have attachment for Krishna consciousness and his devotees, you will aim to have Krishna consciousness things. All your activities will be towards achieving Krishna consciousness, and so you will put in your mind, your energy, everything for Krishna consciousness activities, like making a garland for Krishna, as I earlier said, or something else, sweeping the floor of the temple, that way. So we can see that path of liberation, it first of all purifies the consciousness, and it takes you from material to spiritual advancement. Further emphasizing, the sadhu, he gives transcendental knowledge of attachment to material qualities will lead to conditioned life. So one cannot stay in this status of life for all the days. It is like a rope. We will never be free. Like, for example, in one life, if you are a man, then according to your karmas, you will be a dog, or you may change into an insect, or you may be a tree, for instance, right? So conditioned life is just eating, mating, sleeping, and what? Defending. So like you are no better than a dog, right? You just like a dog, he eats on the street, and it's same as you eating on a plate, but then both are having the conditioned life. So what is the difference? This is taught by a sadhu. And if you associate with the sadhu, then it leads to Krishna consciousness, and you will have a liberated life. You will be happy in this life, and you will be happy when you go to Vaikuntha Dham or Vrindavan Goloka Dham, right? So sadhu says that we should serve him and obey his instructions in a humble manner. Why? Because he teaches us to worship Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in CC Madhya 22.054 says, Sadhu Sangha, Sarv Shastra Kaya. That is, he advised the devotees to associate with the sadhu. Why? Because association with sadhu, it builds up your character. For example, if you associate with businessmen, you have business mentality. If you associate with doctors, you have a doctor's mentality. You try to be a doctor yourself. Whereas if you associate with sadhu, you imbibe all the qualities of a sadhu. You become more tolerant, you become more humble, you become more merciful, you become friendly to everyone. So you should be very, very careful with whom you are associated. Sadhu is engaged in devotional service always. This is emphasized in Srimad Bhagavatam Shloka 3.25.22. Me ananya bhavina bhaktim kurvanti ye dridar matkrite tyakta karmanas tyakta swajan mandava. Such a sadhu engages in staunch devotional service to the Lord without deviation. For the sake of the service of the Lord, he renounces all his home, comfort, and all other connections, such as family, relationships, and friendly acquaintances within the world. A person has so many responsibilities and obligations. be it to public, to demigods, great sages, general living beings, to his parents, to his family, forefathers, and many others. Giving up all such obligations for the sake of the service of the Supreme Lord, he is not punished for such renunciation of obligation. Take an example of Srila Prabhupada. He renounced everything, his family, his home, his comfort, his friends, for spreading Krishna consciousness. So he was not punished. In fact, he made others Krishna conscious. Whereas, but if for sense gratification a person renounces all such obligations, he is punished by the law of nature. For example, Hiranyakashipu, he renounced everything for having for having a boon to live eternally. So he was punished by the law of nature. And same way with Ravana. He also did many austerities for sense gratification. So he was punished by the Lord. Sadhu is representative of Krishna. So a sadhu will never say, you serve me. He will always say, serve Krishna. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he always, others take the holy name of God. And in fact, he also first of all, took the holy name and he asked others also to do it in the same way. So you cannot directly approach Krishna. You have to go through a media of his representative. And that is why we need a guru who will teach us how to do Krishna conscious activities. So a sadhu does akarma. That is, he involves in selfless services. And it is for Krishna. So there is no bondage, right? He's not tied up with ropes as in karma or vikarma. Karma is fruit of actions, and whereas vikarma, it is doing actions which are against the prescribed duties of the scriptures. So a sadhu is always free. He only does things for Krishna and only does activities for Krishna. So there was no bondage there. Sadhu is not affected by any material miseries. Like in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is emphasized in 3.25.23, that is, Mad Ashray Katha Mrishta, Sharmanti Katyanti Ja, Tapanti Vividastapa, Netan Madgad Chetasa. Engage constantly in chanting and hearing about me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The sadhu do not suffer from material miseries pertaining to the body and the mind, and by natural disturbances, because they are always filled with thoughts of my pastimes and activities. Like Amrish Maharaj, he was always involved in the activities of Krishna. He used to see only Krishna. He used to hear the glories of the Lord. He used to eat prasadam, and he used to speak the glories of the Lord. And he used to serve Krishna by his hands. He used to go to the temple by his legs. And the same way we should also do it. Sadhu's toleration is not so acute, therefore, and because a sadhu knows that he is not this body, he is a spirit soul. So those who are always thinking of Krishna in the mind, within the heart, like in emphasized in Srimad Bhagavatam, Shloka 3.25.23, as I've told earlier, Madgad Chetasa, they are not suffering because they know that it is Krishna's desire. So they will, right? Like Srila Prabhupada, in his end also, when he was dying also, he didn't mind that whatever suffering came to him, he accepted it as it is. He was happy, he had peace in his mind. Sadhu is taken for granted. A sadhu wishes well for all, but the world is very unfaithful. A sadhu has many enemies, as some humans are envious, as they have demonic character. And therefore, sometimes a sadhu is taken for granted, and people hurt him, thinking that he will not adversely react. Like, for example, Jagai Madai, when Lord Nityanand came to give him the holy name, Madai took a picture and he threw it on Lord Nityanand's head, by which it started bleeding. So when, this is not good. So sadhu should not be taken for granted, as if people think that they will not say anything, right? Which is not good. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know about it, he was very angry at it. So he took this Sudarshan chakra, but when he was just going to leave it on Jagai Madai, Lord Nityanand, being merciful, fell on Lord Chaitanya's feet, and he asked for forgiveness for Jagai Madai. And thus, Jagai Madai became Lord Chaitanya's disciple. All the garb of a sadhu are not sadhu, as they do not follow some standards, they misuse the ashrama, lives life against the principle, and they do all sorts of intoxication, illicit sex, meat eating, and whatnot, which is against the shastras. So you should be very, very careful while associating with a sadhu. So now I would like to summarize that the all activities should be to please the Supreme Lord, and we should follow the instructions of the Guru, Sadhu, and Shastras. Associate with devotees for spiritual progress. As a result, tolerance, humility, compassion will develop, and we will be friends with everyone. Even if someone says wrong things to us, we will tolerate. And we should preach Krishna consciousness to others, for others' peace, happiness, and perfection of life. When we endeavor for the most favorite service of the Lord, then we will spiritually advance, like book distribution service. Here, I would like to give an example that when I saw my Guru, how he used to distribute books, and other people used to abuse him, say wrong things to him. It never used to matter to him. He used to tell us that if I'm doing this service for Krishna, Krishna will help me. And thus it happens. And now when I go to for the book distribution, if someone says anything wrong to me, I don't mind it. I always pray to the Lord. In fact, I ask Lord to forgive him. So when we serve Krishna and his devotees, we are elevated to the transcendental platform where we are not affected by material sufferings. So at this, in fact, I want to share my personal experience that when I entered this Bhakti Vaibhav course, because of my treatment, I was a little skeptical. How will I continue? But Her Grace, Padma Sundari Mataji, she came to my rescue, and she
30 minutes over.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. She really came to my rescue, and she, in fact, encouraged me. And she said, no, it is a service towards Lord. You should do it. And it is only because of her that I could do this Bhakti Vaibhav course part 1, or as I'm doing it nicely. In fact, I really praise Rashtrika Prabhuji. When he had COVID, still he did his service. He attended the classes. Even Chandrika Mataji and Murari Prabhuji. In fact, English is not their first language, but still, because of them, these qualities in them of a sadhu, they could do it. And this way, I also imbibe those qualities. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. May I invite everyone for question and answers? Please help me out. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, already hand is raised.
Yes, Mataji. Dinesh Krishna Prabhuji, please tell me what you want to ask.
Hare Krishna.
Hare. Yes,
Praises of Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
A wonderful presentation, Mataji. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
You're explaining about the qualities, symptoms of a sadhu. In the Bhagavad Gita, it mentions about the accidental fall down. So sometimes we have very advanced devotees that's following all those qualities that you mentioned in your presentation. But sometimes from time to time, we had one situation here in our country where there was an accidental fall down. So how do we perceive a person like that if something like that happens? And are they still considered to be a sadhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. We actually, in this situation, we should be very, very careful. Like, suppose if we consider one person a sadhu and he accidentally falls down, we should first of all pray for him, and then we should, uh, little make us little away from that situation, because we have to first maintain our that we should be have advancement. We want advancements, Krishna conscious thing, activity, Krishna consciousness, and for that we should be very, very careful in associating with the sadhu. So we should pray for them, and we should actually, because God helps and guide us in our in for I mean like, we should pray to God first of all, so that this thing does not happen to all of the for all. Prabhuji, I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer. Can other people help me out if I'm not, because I'm trying my best to answer you, but maybe I'm not able to answer. Please, other devotees, kindly help me out in this. It'll be very kind of you.
Dineshwar Prabhu, could you please
can I-
repeat your question?
Yes, I appreciated the efforts of Mataji. So my question was, in the Bhagavad Gita, it speaks about the accidental fall down of the sadhu. And Mataji highlighted the different symptoms and qualities of the sadhu. So in that accidental fall down, how do we then perceive that particular individual? And is that individual still considered a sadhu, although they've had the mishap?
I don't understand the last part of your question, Prabhu. How to consider an individual to be a sadhu is your question?
My question is, so if someone
Accidental fall
has,
down, I understand, but what
Yeah.
you're saying,
so how do we, if there is an accidental fall down, how do we perceive that person thereafter? Are they still considered to be a sadhu?
Okay. Srivas
Yes,
Prabhu
Prabhuji.
wanted to answer. Srivas Prabhu, are you willing to answer?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, please go on.
So maybe I'll give a short answer. In the Bhagavad Gita, look at the question. In the Bhagavad Gita, 9 chapter, 9.14 and 15, I forgot exactly verse number. But Lord Krishna tells the same thing to Arjuna. Apichet sudha asipapebhyo sarvebhyo papakritama sarvam jnana plaveneva vrijinam santarishyasi. And he says, Shipram bhavati dharmatma. So even if there is an accidental fall down of some person, Lord Krishna says, still he is my devotee and I will take care of him. And Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigachati. Kaunteya pratijani name bhakta pranashyati. He says, once a person has taken shelter of me, then there is no chance of him ever being lost to me. Because I will always, and he will still remain my devotee. And he can come back again. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. That's what.
Okay,
So even if there is a fall down, accidental fall down is not considered fall down. We are like children. Children always keep falling down. Prabhupada says children fall down, but the children get up and start walking also. So we should not take it on our ego that because Maya is very strong. So whether we fall down or we have to be in a constant association of devotees, and devotees will make us get up again and continue on the path. Correct.
Can we still take shelter of such a person? Because sometimes some people may be affected by what has transpired, so they may not have complete faith. So that's why I asked if that person is still considered to be a sadhu.
So that's what. So we should still consider him a sadhu, and his authorities, whoever is above him in spiritual authority, or his counselors or mentors and everything, they can answer him, and they are responsible for him. So they will manage him and guide him. But for us, we need not comment on him because everybody is at a different spiritual level. So we have to take care of ourselves first and understand that these people, in a war, when person is fighting a war, then soldiers are definitely the opposite person will, the party when there is a war, people will be falling down. So it is not like how he got shot or how he got fell down. So it is supposed to happen.
Can I answer or give a comment on this?
Yes, please.
Actually, Prabhu, you can see that now ISKCON is not like before. In the beginning, there were so many people, even people who took sannyas came back down, and even today it so happens. But ISKCON is with the GBC, the standards are very high. If you're doing something, actions are taken against the devotees. Even if you are Brahmanically initiated, if you're not following, if there is a complaint, then there is punishments given for the devotees till there is time duration also given for them to come back. This is happening. Brahmacharis, they have to follow standards. If they don't, the brahmachari robes are taken out from them. So ISKCON takes actions and the authorities take actions against them. But we normally, as the congregation devotees, we don't, we just leave it to the authorities. If we see that they're not up to the standards, so we just go and tell our superiors that this is what is being done. But we can see such great personalities of Srila Prabhupada's army, they have been abused many a times. Because I'm in Mayapur, I see so many left, right, and center being abused. They've been taken actions against the GBC, but still they keep giving preaching, they keep giving their classes, and there are hearers who keep hearing. And there have been instances where actually they have been declared as whatever actions was taken on them itself, that it is not true. But they are very tolerant as Sadhu. They just go with Srila Prabhupada's footsteps. Whatever happens, let it happen. Even if I haven't done it, somebody has said it and some action is taken against me, I'll just keep doing and following the vision and mission of Prabhupada. So this I'm talking about highly advanced devotees. For others, the authorities take actions. So that gives a hint to us that what to do, what not to do. The choice is ours. So does that answer your question, Dineshwar Prabhu?
Yes, thank you, Padma Sundari Mataji, Srivas Prabhu, and Karuna Mataji. I really appreciate input on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji, and thank you, Mataji, for helping me out. Thank you.
Asaf Prabhu's hand is up.
Yes, Prabhuji, please carry on with your question.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you for your presentation. Regarding to verse 23, can you hear me well?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So regarding to verse 23, you mentioned that person, that sadhu, he's not suffering. You quoted...
yes, Prabhuji. He's not suffering, yes.
And you quoted Madgata Chetasa.
Madgata Chetasa.
Can you explain a little more? Maybe I missed it. Can you explain a little more how he's not suffering?
Prabhuji, actually, a sadhu...
3 minutes left.
Yes, Mataji. A sadhu is actually suffering. He's suffering physically, but mentally he's not suffering. He's at peace. Like I gave an example of Srila Prabhupada, that Srila Prabhupada, though he was dying, he had all the ailments and he was having pain all over his body. But mentally he was at peace in his heart. In fact, in the end, he was giving Srimad Bhagavatam lectures. He was trying to complete Srimad Bhagavatam. That way, a sadhu, though he is suffering physically, but mentally he is at peace. That's what I wish to say. So, does it satisfy your answer? Question, Prabhuji?
Yes, and can you explain Madgata Chetasa, what you quoted from the verse?
Madgata Chetasa means that's what I want to say, that he was at peace. At present, I'm little nervous. It's like sorry.
It's okay. I will look in the book. No issue.
No. Actually, I'm little. I'll just tell you right now. It just slipped off my mind. It was just came. Just hold on. It's he's constantly engaged in chanting and hearing about me. The personality of Godhead, the sadhu do not suffer from material miseries pertaining to the body and the mind. Like it says now, he does not suffer material miseries pertaining to the body and mind, and by natural disturbances, because they are always filled with my thoughts of my pastimes and activities. Right? That's what a sadhu says. Sorry, actually.
Thank you very much.
Like that's what I told before, that they are not suffering. Why? Because they know that it is Krishna's desire. That's what I was emphasizing again and again. Right,
Okay.
Prabhuji?
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I'm sorry if I said something wrong.
Sachitanya Prabhu's hand is up.
Yes, Mataji. Please, Prabhuji, please carry on with your question.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandat Pranam. It's a beautiful presentation.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You have mentioned many qualities of devotees. My small question is there. Suppose in one center, many rats are there and they are spoiling the deity dresses and eating the foods offering to them. So what should a devotee do? Should he show the compassion to the rats, or he should do some other? Can you explain these things?
No, Prabhuji. He should not show any compassion towards the rats. Naturally, because they basically we can use rat cage for that, because they are spoiling Krishna conscious activities. We should not let it happen. So we should naturally use rat cage for that. That way, in this case, we will not be killing the rats. In the same way, we'll be preventing the dress to be spoiled. Right? That way. Does it answer your question?
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Can I answer a question, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please. Thank you.
So related to this topic, how you can say that this topic could be misused, or
Yes, Mataji. Like
because we're talking about the characteristics and activities of a sadhu. So how one can misuse that?
Yes, Mataji, as I emphasized in this topic about Jagai Madai, that sadhus are taken for granted, right? As if because people think that that the sadhu will not hurt anyone, so they say anything or anything, they do anything to a sadhu because they think that he's a sadhu, he will not revert back. So they can say endless things to sadhu, which is not good, which is not correct, like in Jagai Madai case, that way. So this should not be done.
Time up, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.